How's it going, everybody? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing this video lesson, and today I've got 3 fun and easy riffs for you from free. Right now, GuitarControl.com is giving away a free chord chart. There's a link in the description where you can download yours. It's in PDF format, has every chord that you could ever possibly need, all neatly organized, all in one sheet. You can print it off, put it in your gig bag, put it where you practice, just wherever you might need to have access to a quick chord. And it's a free download. Just click the link. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at is the riff from Heartbreaker. So this one here, we just start off here on the 5th fret of the low E string, and we're going to pick that and then do a hammer on to the 8th fret with your 4th finger. So this is all 8th notes. Well, we put an accent here, so it's like 1, and then on the downbeat of 2, we just do the same thing, but on the A string. So again, the 5th and the 5th fret, and then the 8th fret, but on the A string. So, and then starting on the downbeat of 3, we're going to bar the 5th fret of the D and the G string, and we're going to pick that and then do a hammer on to the 7th fret of the D and the G string with your 3rd finger. And that's 16th notes. So that's like the downbeat of 3. And then on the end of 3, we come back to the 8th fret of the A string with your 4th finger. And then for the downbeat of 4, well, all beat 4, it's a quarter note, we come to the 5th fret and throw some vibrato on it. So that's our first measure. So when we hit this on beat 4, it's tied to the downbeat of 1 of the second measure. So we're 4, 1, and then on the and of 1, we reach up and grab the 8th fret of the low E, and back to this 5th fret for beat 2 with some vibrato again. Then on the downbeat of 3, we just do a muted note. So I'm letting this ring, and I just release the pressure, and then just pick the string, reach over to the 8th fret on the A string for the and of 3, and then back to the 5th fret for beat 4, and then it just repeats. So next we're going to look at the riff from the song Mr. Big. So this one here is really simple. We've got this E minor 7th chord. So the first thing we want to do is get our fingers into that shape. So starting on the high E string, we're going to put our pinky onto the 3rd fret of the high E, and we're going to put our 3rd finger onto the 3rd fret of the B string. Then we're going to take our 2nd finger and put it onto the 2nd fret of the D string, and our 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. And then the riff starts out, we rest on almost all of the first measure, and then the last 2 16th notes of beat 4 is the A string open hammered to the 2nd fret. So with this finger here, it can be a little bit in the way, but it's just a lot easier if you keep your fingers here in the shape of this chord. So we've got, and then we follow that with the open low E string on the downbeat of 1. Then we rest on the and of 1 and on the downbeat of 2, and then on the and of 2, we hit that chord. So we've got, now that is basically the entire riff, and the only there are just some minor changes throughout it. So we start with that. So after we hit this on the and of 2, we rest on all of beat 3, and then the downbeat of beat 4, and then on the and of 4, it's just basically the same way the first measure was. So we've got. So again, on the and of 4, then the beginning of the 3rd measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and, or excuse me, 3 and 4 E and then on the end, the very last 2/16 notes. So. That's basically it. All right, and then the last one to look at is All Right Now. So for this one here, we start off, we've got a, like just a really big full voicing of A5. So we're going to take our pinky and we're going to bar it across the 5th fret of the B and high E string. And then we're going to take our first finger and we're going to pick up the 2nd fret of the D and G string. And then the A string is open. So we have this on the downbeat of 1, or all of 1, it's a quarter note. 1, 2, 3, and. So on the and of 3, we hit the open A string again. So. And then we're going to go to this different chord voicing. So now we're going to go to it's a D over F sharp. So from here, your first finger is already here picking up the 2nd fret of the G string. So we're just going to take our 2nd finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the B, and then our 3rd finger onto the 4th fret of the D string. So we got, and we hit this on beat 4, and then on the next measure, beat number 1 is that A5 chord again. And then we rest 2, 3, 4, and. So on the and of 4, the 2nd major, we hit that open string, and then we're going to go down and do this same chord that we were doing a second ago. But now what we want to do is take our first finger and remove it or roll it up out of the way, whatever you want to do. But because now the chord here, we've got the 4th fret of the D string, the G string is open, and we're on the 3rd fret of the B string, and the 1st string is open. Then we go back to the D over F sharp, so 2nd and 3rd finger are already where they need to be. We just need to bring our 1st finger up so it's picking up the 2nd fret of the G string now. So you got the. Then an A5, and then right back to that A5 over E. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would just repeat. So Alright, so there you have it, 3 fun and easy riffs from Free. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.